You search a question, and the answer appears before you visit anything. Convenient for you, terrifying for the websites that made the answer possible. This video is about a simple question with a very messy answer. What happens to the old internet when search engines stop acting like maps to websites and start acting like machines that read the websites for you? The risk is not that the web vanishes overnight. The risk is that its money flow changes quietly. For decades, the web worked through a rough bargain. Writers, stores, forums, bloggers, and publishers put pages online. Search engines crawled those pages, organized them, and sent people back through links. A website gave search engines knowledge. Search engines gave the website visitors. Those visitors were not just attention, they were the fuel. A visit could show an ad, sell a subscription, build an email list, or convince someone to buy a product. Even a small recipe blog or niche repair guide could survive if enough people clicked through from search. Traditional search mostly ranked pages. It looked at signals like relevance, links, freshness, location, and many other factors. Then it showed a list of possible destinations. The user still had to choose which page to trust, open it, scan it, and extract the answer. AI search changes the shape of that job. Instead of only ranking destinations, it can read across multiple sources, pull out patterns, and generate a direct response. It tries to behave less like a directory and more like a very fast research assistant. The key word is synthesis. In normal search, the answer lives on someone else's page. In AI search, the answer can appear inside the search product itself. The links may still be there, but they become supporting material instead of the main event. For the user, this feels amazing. You ask a long, messy question and get a readable summary. You can follow up, compare options, or ask for a simpler explanation. But the easier it becomes to finish your task inside search, the less obvious it becomes to visit the original sources. The old internet already had zero-click answers, like weather cards, sports scores, and featured snippets. AI makes that pattern more powerful because it can answer questions that used to require reading several pages. It can turn a scattered web journey into a single response. This does not affect every query the same way. If you search for a restaurant, a flight, or a product, you may still need a website or app. But if you ask for an explanation, a comparison, a quick how-to, or a summary, AI can often satisfy the first layer of curiosity. That is where the conflict begins. The source page paid for the reporting, testing, photography, editing, hosting, or community moderation. The AI answer may use the value of that page, but if the user never clicks, the source may get little attention and little revenue. Imagine a mall where every shop writes detailed product advice on signs. Then a guide stands at the entrance, reads all the signs, answers shoppers directly, and many shoppers leave without entering the stores. The guide helped the shopper, but the stores start asking why they are paying rent. If you like clear explanations of AI shifts without the hype, this is a good moment to subscribe. The goal here is not to panic about every new tool. It is to understand the mechanism so you can see what is actually changing underneath the interface. An AI answer system usually combines two things. One part retrieves information from search indexes or live web pages. Another part uses a language model to turn that information into a response. The hard part is making the answer useful while still keeping sources visible and accurate. The system does not read like a patient human. It breaks text into chunks, searches for matching signals, ranks likely useful passages, and feeds selected pieces into the model. The model then predicts a coherent answer. That process is powerful, but it can also hide uncertainty behind confident language. This is why accuracy is part of the story. A traditional search result can still lead you to a bad page, but you know you are choosing a source. With AI search, the system may blend sources so smoothly that a weak claim feels like a final answer. Attribution sounds simple. Just show the links. But in practice, an answer might combine facts from many pages, background knowledge from training, and fresh search results. If one sentence depends on several sources, who deserves credit? The answer is not always obvious. Even when links appear, people may not follow them. A citation at the edge of an answer is not the same as a visitor landing on a page, seeing the author's brand, reading the context, and maybe supporting the work. A footnote is exposure, but it is not always traffic. Publishers are sensitive to this shift because many already live on thin margins. Newsrooms, review sites, educational blogs, and local information pages often depend on search discovery. If AI answers reduce visits on common informational queries, the impact can show up quickly in advertising and subscription funnels. This also shakes SEO. The old game was to make a page rank high enough that people clicked it. That created a whole industry around keywords, backlinks, page structure, and content strategy. AI search adds a new question. How do you become a trusted source inside an answer? Being number one in a list and being included in a generated answer are related but not identical. AI systems may prefer clear structure, direct explanations, original data, recognized authority, or pages that answer a question cleanly. The prize shifts from winning the click to influencing the synthesis. When incentives change, content changes. If creators are rewarded mainly for being summarized, they may write more machine-readable pages. If they are rewarded for deep loyalty, they may focus on communities, newsletters, apps, podcasts, and memberships. The open web becomes only one part of the relationship. Advertising also gets weird. Traditional search ads often sit beside results and send users to landing pages. But if the answer is the product, where does the ad go? Inside the answer? Around the answer? Before the answer? Each choice affects trust because users may not clearly separate help from persuasion. Search companies want AI answers to be useful, fast, and profitable. Publishers want credit, traffic, and payment. Users want convenience and accuracy. These goals overlap, but they are not identical. The tension is not just technical. It is a negotiation over who captures the value of information. Now add Agentic search. Instead of answering one question, an AI agent can plan a task, compare pages, fill forms, and make recommendations. If agents become common, the web may be visited more by software acting for humans than by humans browsing for themselves. Most websites were designed for human attention. A headline catches your eye. A layout builds trust. An ad waits for a view. A sign-up form asks for your email. But an agent may only want structured facts, prices, availability, rules, or instructions. It may ignore the entire human layer. That creates a strange future possibility. Websites may publish not just pages for people, but feeds, APIs, licensing terms, and machine-readable rules for AI systems. Search becomes less like sending people down streets and more like negotiating access between automated systems. Some website owners are already thinking about control. They may allow normal search crawling, block some AI crawlers, require licensing, or use tools that state how content can be used. But blocking is risky. If a site disappears from AI answers, it may also lose future discovery. Another possible path is payment. AI companies, search platforms, and publishers may create licensing deals, revenue sharing, or pay-per-access systems. These experiments try to rebuild the old bargain in a new form. The challenge is making payment practical for big publishers, small creators, and everyone in between. Big media companies may negotiate deals. Small websites usually cannot. A local guide, hobby forum, or independent tutorial site may be valuable because it is specific and human, but if its knowledge is absorbed into answers without visitors, the creator may have fewer reasons to keep maintaining it. This is the deeper danger. If less traffic means less money, and less money means fewer original pages, then AI search has fewer good sources to learn from and cite. A system that summarizes the web still needs a healthy web underneath it. It would be too simple to say AI search kills the internet. People still want original voices, communities, tools, shopping, entertainment, documents, maps, and services. Many searches still end in action, not just information. The web is not one thing, so it will not change in one way. Here is what we can say, carefully. AI answers are becoming a normal part of search. They can reduce the need to click for some informational questions. Publishers and SEO professionals are worried because traffic, attribution, and measurement become harder. These are real changes, not just science fiction. What we cannot know yet is the final shape. Maybe AI search sends fewer but better visitors. Maybe licensing becomes standard. Maybe users learn to click sources when trust matters. Maybe new types of websites grow around tools, communities, and original data. The outcome depends on incentives that are still moving. As a user, the practical habit is simple. Use AI search for orientation, but do not treat the first answer as the whole truth. Click through when the topic affects money, health, law, safety, or someone else's reputation. The more important the decision, the more the source matters. As a creator, the lesson is not to chase every new buzzword. Build things that are hard to flatten into a generic answer. Original research, unique tools, real community, strong trust, useful data, and a recognizable voice all matter more when summaries become cheap. So AI search may not break the internet by deleting websites. It may break the old agreement that made websites easy to fund. The old web said, publish useful pages, and search will send people. The new web may say, publish useful knowledge, and machines will decide how much attention returns. The big question is what bargain should replace it? Should AI search pay sources, send more traffic, show better citations, or work in some completely new way? If you have a question about AI search, SEO, publishers, or agentic browsing, leave it in the comments and suggest the next topic.